Marilyn Markle from Southern Seasoned Cooking School, and today we're making pizza. The great thing about pizza is you can put any toppings you want on it. It's a great use for leftovers. If you just have a little bit of chicken or bacon or something like that, you can easily whip up a pizza. The one thing you have to plan is the dough. If you don't plan, you can stop by your local pizzeria and buy some, but if you want to make it, you can do that as well. And once I make the dough, I usually do it a day or two ahead and keep it in the refrigerator till about 2 or 3 hours before I want to make my pizza. And I put it out on an olive oil parchment sheet like this, and just a tiny bit of oil, and then I'm going to press it out. And I like to put a little bit of oil on top as well when I press it out. And this is completely room temperature, and it won't fight me in pressing. So I'm going to kind of put it in the middle. It doesn't matter if your pizza is round or square or anything like that. Not having to fit a pan, so just feel free to let the dough go where it wants. And also, once you actually cook it, it gets a lot thicker. It rises in the oven to about 2 or 3 times the width you put it in. So if you like a thinner pizza, you want to go quite thin. But try not to put any holes in it, although if you do, that's okay too. I think pizza dough is the easiest bread dough to work with, and one of the most versatile because you can make so many interesting things with it. And then do that. So that's about as thin as I'm going to go. And then for this one, we're adding a little sun-dried tomato pesto, some basil pesto, Fontina cheese, and bacon. So also with pizza, less is kind of more. You don't want to overload it with ingredients. And one thing you can do is at a party, you can make individual sized pizzas. You could take them to just pushing out the dough and then bake them briefly for 2 or 3 minutes till they're no longer rising, and then let people top their own and bake them off. I tend to not offer too many topping options because sometimes people make them too heavy. And I don't think there's anything more satisfying than homemade pizza. And this is sun-dried tomato pesto. You could also just finely julienne some sun-dried tomatoes. If they're not packed in oil, you want to rehydrate them in water a little bit before you put them on, and then of course drain them. And that's about enough of that. It's got a lot of flavor. Anytime you dry something out like tomatoes or anything like it gets the flavors concentrate a great deal. So then I'm going to add a little bit of bacon. This has been just cooked till it's crisp. And this is applewood smoked bacon, which is delicious. Just want to make sure people get at least a couple bites in their piece of pizza. And then we have Fontina cheese. It melts beautifully and has a wonderful flavor. This is where I tend to go a little more. So then I like to put my pizza, I learned this about 5 years ago and it's been an invaluable lesson, is to leave your pizza on the parchment paper, especially if you're sliding it directly onto a stone. If you're not putting it on a stone, you want to put it on a half sheet pan or a cookie sheet. But if you have a pizza stone, you want to preheat the oven for about 45 minutes or an hour before you put the pizza in, and then leave it on the parchment. The parchment will burn a little bit, but that's okay. And then use your pizza peel to get it in the oven. It works a lot better than trying to put cornmeal or something like that. So you can slide it right in the oven. And here's our finished pizza. We baked it at 450 degrees for 8 to 10 minutes. I'm Marilyn Markle with Southern Seasoned. Enjoy your pizza.